tonight?
Yeah.
For a week. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Let me start with a confession. I am a nerd. 2 years ago, I was a computer science major here at the U of O. As long as I can remember, I have loved working with computers. To give you a little idea of how nerdy I was, when I was 12, I volunteered to make a website for my 6th grade class. I spent most of my childhood pretty certain that my future would be composed of hours and hours in front of a computer screen. But that all changed a few years ago. Spring term of my sophomore year, I found myself in a sociology class titled Global Inequalities. We analyzed many of the inequalities that we see today in our economics, in our politics, and in the way we treat certain groups in society. And also in our environmental policies. Needless to say, it was pretty depressing. But ending that term talking about environmental policy provided me with a glimpse into a brighter future. I began to see how solving some of these environmental inequalities could actually result in solving a lot of the other problems that we face in the world today. This class was my first exposure to a vision of a truly sustainable world. A world where we no longer extract resources from the earth to make products which will ultimately end up in a landfill. Instead, we could live in a world where these products are deconstructed and reused again and again to make the same product with almost no loss in quality. Seeing such a powerful and amazing vision of the future lit a fire in me, a fire that still burns fiercely today. It soon became clear to me that this vision would require me to take my life in a new direction. One day, I told my roommate Zach that I was changing my major to environmental studies. Needless to say, this was a little hard for him to believe. Yeah, right, me, the guy who knew he wanted to be a computer programmer out of the womb, doing something that didn't involve the word Linux. Of course, this wasn't just my major that I was changing, but really my entire life course. My vision had changed, and so had my path. I knew that I had to put my energy into something bigger and more important than myself. A few weeks later, I made the change official, and I changed my major and devoted my life to studying and protecting the environment. Eventually, this path led me to PowerShift. Some fellow activists approached me about a massive conference that was happening in Washington, D.C. to organize around the critical issue of global climate change. Now, this issue cut to the core of my vision of a sustainable planet. If we were going to ever solve the inequalities in the world, we needed to start by making sure that the lives and livelihoods of people all around the world were no longer affected by the drastic effects of global climate change. I signed up to be a recruiter for February's national conference, and I lobbied to bring PowerShift here this weekend to Eugene. I'm thrilled that we've been successful in bringing one part of the next round of PowerShift conferences to the University of Oregon. And on that note, how many of you guys went to the National PowerShift Conference in DC? Sweet. Then many of you are already familiar with the passion that's present in our movement. One of the moments that really opened up my eyes to the energy that people have for this cause happened at that conference. One night, we were treated to an amazing concert by the hip-hop group The Roots. After the show, thousands of youth poured out into the lobby and onto the streets. The chants and shouts coming from that group were almost deafening. Young people, all dressed in PowerShift shirts, were chanting, "Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!"
It was in that moment that the group spontaneously started marching towards Pennsylvania Avenue. Jumping, running, dancing into the streets, 2,000 fired up young activists marched towards the gates of the White House, where they stood together and called for real action on climate change. That experience showed me what this movement is all about. Together, I believe that there is enough passion and energy to bring a vision of that bright and beautiful future. When I think of the challenges that we face today, I envision a building. An enormous, ugly, lifeless, concrete building. This building represents all of the waste, pollution, greed, and injustice that has been institutionalized into our system. In my mind, countless individuals stand around this building, and they know that something needs to change. But what can we do in the face of something so large and daunting? The answer is that we bring that building down one piece at a time. When a person takes that first small step of riding their bicycle instead of driving, or starting a compost pile, that represents hacking away that first chunk of cement from the building. When we were able to convince a group of homeowners to retrofit their homes to make them more efficient, that represents someone taking a sledgehammer to the side of the building. When a proposal is submitted for a high-speed rail line that takes cars off the road and creates more sustainable transportation options, that represents people plowing away at that building with jackhammers. But there's still more work for us to do if we're going to bring that building down. 2009 is no ordinary year, and November is no ordinary month. It is in this exact moment that we are presented with two amazing opportunities to fight for our vision of a clean energy future, both by passing a strong climate bill in Congress and by negotiating a fair, ambitious, and binding international treaty in Copenhagen next month. But all of this is going to take a lot of hard work from each and every one of you. This is our chance to bring in the bulldozers to that dead, lifeless building and level it once and for all. We need to be relentless if we are going to bring about the vision that we all see. This conference is the next big step in making that a reality. If we are going to take the building down, we need two things. One, we need to be informed, and two, we need to be organized. PowerShift West is about giving you the tools and opportunities to do both. I encourage you guys to use this conference as a launching pad for the next few months. Build the relationships and gather the knowledge that you need to help you in the path ahead, and help make this movement flourish. The skills and ideas that we bring back to our communities from this conference will be critical in ensuring that we can avoid the catastrophic effects of global climate change and secure a bright future for ourselves and our children. Take a look at the people around you. These people share your vision and are here to walk alongside you down the path ahead. Working together, we can level that gray, lifeless building of waste and inequality, and in its place, build a beautiful new structure founded on justice and true sustainability.
Yeah, we can.
I can say without hesitation that the most significant accomplishment of my life has been putting my heart and soul into making this conference a reality.
Yeah.
Seeing all of you here, ready to fight for our vision of a prosperous future, fills me with more hope and optimism than a lifetime of computer work ever could. I am thankful that I have found this path, and I am grateful to have so many allies with me on the march forward. We are PowerShift. We are